Welcome back, mathematicians. Here is our focus on this particular part of our lesson today. We are going to decompose 1/3 as 4/12, represented in the area model, and as the sum and product of unit fractions. Oh me, oh my. We got a couple of things that we got to do here. First, we have to decompose 1/3 into 4/12. We have to break down these thirds into 12ths. We're going to do that in our area model. Then we're going to show how that works as the sum of unit fractions and as the product of unit fractions. Product, guys, product. Multiplication. Magic fingers here. So I started working on this, but I didn't want to finish it without you. I couldn't do it without you. So I have started by making an area model partitioned into 3 equal parts. And I'm gonna throw some shade in here. All right, now I have created 1/3 of this figure being shaded in. One part is represented in the shaded portion in my numerator to the 3 parts it takes to create this whole my denominator. So think about it. How can I draw those horizontal dotted lines to decompose 1/3 into 4/12? Essentially, how do I take these 3 parts here and decompose them in a way to make 12? Well, I'm thinking, and I'm not trying to think on the page here because I don't want to make a mistake that would require me to redo this entire problem. But here's what I'm thinking. If I make just one line like this, then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is not gonna fly. So then I'm like, well, what if I make 2 lines? Like one here, one there. Well, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 lines would not work. Wait a second. Why am I thinking all this way? I would have to make the connection 3 times what is 12? 4. If I make 4 lines and break these 3 into 4 the other way, I should definitely get 12. I'm going to do my best to keep these parts equal because I know fractions are about equal, but we all know that when we're making these area models, the expectation is not always to be perfect. But check it out. I'm making these 4 groups to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those 4 parts on this side by 3 rows on that side. Look at that multiplication that is assisting me in this fractional work. So I just kind of did a quick roundup count. I definitely for sure have 12 parts now. So I have successfully decomposed these thirds into 12ths. Now I just need to figure out, well, out of this unit fraction 1/3 here, how many 12ths are shaded in? 1, 2, 3, 4. In between those horizontal lines, I have 4 separate shaded groups. So we're rocking it so far. We have decomposed 1/3. We've broken those thirds down into 12ths in the area model. Now we need to represent this as the sum of unit fractions and the product of unit fractions. We know that that word sum gives us the hint that we need to add. So let's think about that. 1/3 is equal to 4/12 in the end. What do I have to do in between adding unit fractions together here to get to 4/12? Well, that would have to be 1/12 plus 1/12 plus 1/12 plus, you guessed it, 1/12. So I have already represented this decomposition as a sum of unit fractions, but the final step is to represent it as the product of unit fractions now. So let's think about how we can engage in this process. 1/3 would also equal something times the unit fraction to get 4/12. This is work we've done before. Do you notice how we're tying in what we did in lessons 1 and 2 and even a little bit of 3 in this lesson now? So it's going to be a whole number, but I know I'm going to have to times it by 1/12. What can I multiply by 1/12 to get 4/12? What's my whole number? 4. Absolutely. So when I think back at my directions, I decomposed 1/3 as 4/12, represented in area model. Check. I represented it as a sum of unit fractions and as a product of unit fractions, just as the directions asked us. Check and check. We are done.